Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Iron Man. I said that funny because I was about to say Atmosphere Armor, which is what it is, but then I said Iron Man, which is what I'm going to call him from now on. Part of the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure wave of Gamerverse, mostly Marvel Legends. And I have to say, as far as the Gamerverse stuff goes, yeah, the Spider-Man was like a cool looking figure because that game had a cool design, but all of the Avengers stuff has been almost straight butts, except for Iron Man. And this is almost exactly the same figure we got before. So if you liked it, you might like this one. If you didn't like that, you still might like this one because there is a little bit to talk about that is different. So we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. And this guy stands just shy of 6 3/4 inches, which makes him pretty close to 17 centimeters. And for our question of the day, I'm going to do a question of the day which will be easily answered by people who watch the channel regularly, or at least have been watching for a while relatively regularly, and not easily answered by people who haven't, but I want to see if anybody's been paying attention. And this is just a strictly, because I can't think of any other question off the top of my head, question. Why do you guys think I really like this character design or this particular suit of armor for Iron Man? Go ahead and put that in the comment section now, and then you can see if you line up with what I'm about to say in just a second. Okay, it's been a second. I like this suit design because it is like the best color of metallic blue mixed with silver, and it is just such a splendid blend of such a nice metallic cerulean blue and silver, and I love that color combination. And on Iron Man, it's even better because I love me some Iron Man. Takes everything I like, although it could use a little bit of bright silver, I think, to make it pop here and there. I'll let it slide. Yeah, this is not... Oh, I will say, just from a strictly creative standpoint, they did, like... It's nice to have this dark gunmetal color mixed in just to kind of break it up a little bit, but it's very heavy in the arms and upper legs, a little bit in lower legs, that's fine. It's very missing from this section. I feel like maybe in here we should have a little bit of dark, just a little bit to kind of tie it all together, but again, that's just me. Okay, on to the actual figure review. The paint on this thing is really nice. Really nice. It's mostly the same figure as before. We're getting some interchangeable parts as far as the factory goes. Same core figure of Iron Man that we've seen twice now, I think. We had the white one and the regular one. Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. It's an Iron Man suit. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know. The paints are clean. Now here's the thing. Well, I can't get to that. That's an accessory thing. I can't say anything about that yet. Paints are very clean, well done. I think they missed the paint for the repulsor in the chest, the arc reactor, because his eyes are white. That should match his eyes. Those two things should always match as far as I'm concerned. You guys can let me know how you feel about that. But otherwise, the paints are really clean enough. Like, there's some silver spillage, but it's, for a Marvel Legends figure, it's really nicely painted. I like it a whole bunch. It looks really good. No sculpting issues. It's still a nice, clean sculpt. It looks good. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 only because it's twice reused now. So I think at this point we should be seeing a little bit of that budget come back to this figure rather than go other places. You know what I mean? If you're going to keep reusing parts, you should be able to make what's there almost perfect. And missing that, which I'm guessing is missing, it can't just be silver, right? It should be white. Whatever. Okay, I'm giving it 8 out of 10. All right, now as far as accessories go, this is what really grinds my gears. His two hands that come on him in the package are repulsor blast hands with holes in them, and they've given us repulsor blasts in the past for Iron Man. This one didn't come with any. They have the mold, they gave us the hands, they reused the mold for the body. No repulsor blasts in the package. That really bugs me. I don't like that at all. We do also get two alternate hands, which are fist hands, and they didn't even paint the repulsors on the fist hands. Again, if you're going to keep reusing this many parts, we need to see that budget coming back to us somehow. It's not for you, it's for us. We don't need to buy collectibles. You need to sell them. They need to be worth us paying for them. Okay, that's enough. All right, we do have one alternate head. So obviously we have the helmeted head, and then we have the unhelmeted head. And it's actually a really nice sculpt, and I think it's fairly accurate for the game design. I did look at the game a while when it first came out, but I've lost track of it now. His beard is slightly off center, but if you're not looking for it, you're not going to notice it. Really nice paint job, really nice head sculpt. Hair is good, face is good. Surprisingly well painted, other than that beard being off center, so that's pretty good. So accessory wise, if it was just the head, I'd give it like an 8. It's a really nice head sculpt for Hasbro. I love it. But no repulsor blast painted on the fist hands, and no repulsor blast included. That's freaking stupid for Iron Man, when they've already got like 1,000 repulsor blasts they could have given us 2 of. That's irritating. Yeah, so accessory-wise overall, 4 out of 10. Not good. Okay, on to the articulation, which really shouldn't be a surprise since we've seen almost all of this before, but we're going to do it anyway. The head is on a hinge and a ball peg. He can look up fairly well. I'd say that's probably enough. We'll see if it works well combined with the ab crunch. He can look down well enough. He does have heavy-duty armor up here. You can still look him off to the side a little bit. I think that'll be enough. He doesn't need to look directly to the side. That'll be good. And you do get a little bit of leanage. Not a ton, but a little bit. So yeah, I think that's okay. Shoulders are, as you might expect, turbo. Really, really bad. They do rotate, of course, but these pieces are hard. These pieces are hard. There is just nowhere for anything to go. Too much plastic. Bicep swivel doesn't work because it's a really broad, well, it's a really deep, thick front to back bicep. And it just bumps right into the shoulder armor. So you get almost no range out of that at all. Double jointed elbows should work just fine. Let's see. Yeah, that is fine. Perfectly good range for the elbow. For the wrists, we have the same type of hinge on both these hands and the other hands, and they work and they have swivels, of course. All right, does the ab crunch work still? I'm guessing it does. Enough. You'll be able to put him in a flight pose, and it'll do. If you're trying to pose him, that'll work. But yeah, it's okay. Again, I said this before and I'll say it again. If any figure should have had a diaphragm joint, it's this one. It's just so perfectly sculpted for it, and they didn't do it. Plus, it would have given him a little bit of a broader chest because they need a little bit of clearance. It would have looked great. Would have looked good. It would have functioned well. Now we just get an ab crunch, which looks awkward as hell. Like, that looks like he's broken. If you lean him forward like that, he looks like his spine is broken. If you lean him back, it's okay, but it doesn't have that much range, so yeah, it's whatever. Waist twist is also very ugly. Diaphragm joints would have been good down here, or diaphragm joint up here, ball peg down here, which is ball pegs in both places. It's just so perfectly designed for it. It's got it. Like, look, if you just follow this blue line right here, this blue line that comes down and around would have been a perfect cut for a diaphragm joint, or even lower if you really wanted to stretch it and make it a lot harder to engineer, you could do that. But there's just so many natural cuts for a ball peg here and diaphragm here. Such a shame they didn't do that. All right, for the hips, we can bring them forward, not all the way, but probably far enough. They go back just a tiny bit. Out to the side is surprisingly far. Not as far as some, but farther than almost all Spider-Man figures. Thigh swivel is fine. A double jointed knee works. It could be a little better, but it's okay. That's fine. I'll take that. And then for the ankles, they go back a little bit. They don't really go forward at all. And they have a little bit of an ankle rocker. Ankles are pretty bad on this figure. Okay, so articulation on this guy, not great. It'll get the job done mostly, but it's not impressive. 6 or 7. No, 6, because the shoulders blow. Yeah, some things blow. 6 out of 10. Okay, time for the final verdict on this figure. It's bright blue and silver, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. No, I'm kidding. It does look gorgeous, though. So if you're buying Iron Man suits like this and they're just going to like set them in the background for a Hall of Armor type thing, 10 out of 10 for this one. It looks, well, I guess 8 out of 10 because it's not perfect, but it looks great. But as an action figure on its own merits as a whole, I'm only going to give it a 7 at best. That's a generous 7. The accessories are too limited. It's a lot of reused parts, and they don't work all that well in terms of articulation. The biggest thing is that it's just gorgeous. Even if you're not a big fan of blue, it's very well done, and so it's still nice to look at. But that's about it. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day, and almost 4,000 videos on deck in my channel's playlists and libraries and however else you can navigate to it. I don't know, YouTube's changing things all the time, but there's lots of videos there, so go check them out. And in the meantime, keep collecting.